channel. If you're just stopping by today, my name is Lewa. You're welcome. So today's video is all about getting this lash installation effect at home. And if that looks like something that fascinates you and that you're interested in, stick around to the end of the video to Anyway, let's get right into it. So in today's video, we are going to be needing a pair of strip lashes, tweezers, a pair of scissors, adhesive, and also something to pick the adhesive with, a compact mirror. It is gloomy outside, in case you notice change in lighting, using bonding glue specifically for this video, just because I find that bonding glue works best for me at the moment. Pending the time I'm going to get an actual adhesive that works for my skin type. This doesn't irritate me, doesn't irritate my skin, and it lasts up to like 2 weeks with care. So with this strip lash, I'm going to be showing you 2 techniques that I use and that I found out that it works perfectly for me. So for the first method, we're going to be cutting these strip lashes into clustered lashes. So I'm just going to take out. You have to be gentle with this. I'm just going to take out this like so. So what I usually do when I want to cut out the clustered lashes, I follow the lines, or should I say design. I follow the design in which the strip lashes comes in. So sometimes I get like 4 out of 1 single strip lash. Sometimes I get 5, sometimes I get 3, depending on the design the strip lash comes in. So I make sure that for an opening, I make sure that I look for a gap so that I don't cut into the actual main hairs. I make sure that I look for a gap. So from what I'm saying here, this is going to give us relatively 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to give us four set of cluster lash, if that makes sense. This is going to give us 4 sets. Let me cut it so that you will understand what I'm talking about. If you notice, I'm trying to be as gentle and as careful as possible so I don't cut overboard and so I don't miss my line. So we have the first strip, the first cluster lash. So we have our first cluster lash. We're going for our second. This is going to be our second, and this is going to be our third, and then fourth. So we have our second, and we'll go for the third. And then the fourth. You have to be careful not to miss the mapping of your strip lash that you just cut into clustered lashes. So here I'm just making sure that my mappings are correct so as to avoid any while I'm fixing this. So I'm making sure that in the process of me cutting this, that I didn't miss the mark. So this is from your teardrop to your cat eye angle, because this lash comes in a cat eye, as you can see. So if you look at this clearly, you would see. Let me switch up the angle for you to be able to see it clearly. So if you look closely, you'll be able to tell that I placed the lashes correctly the way it came as a whole. So you will see that this length here, they are slightly longer than the one in front. We want to make sure that your mappings are correct. So you check with your left eye or your right eye, depending on the one you cut first, to be able to make sure that you are on the right on the right mapping size. The reason for this, because imagine you put this length, which is meant to be at the extreme end in front, you're going to have a crooked lash. That's not what we're going for. So that is the main essence of making sure you get your lash mapping correctly when you are doing the clustered method. So guys, following the lash mapping that I just cut out created, I'm going to go in with the bond glue right on top of my lash strip, just because of the application we're going to be using. We're not going to be using the regular type of application where you just, you know, place it on top of your lashes. We're going to be going underneath the lashes. So because we're going underneath our lash, we're going to be putting it on top of the false clustered lash that we just cut out. So let's just do that. I have my mini cuticle pusher here to help me with that. So while I let that dry for a few seconds, I'll do the same application on my natural lash. I just lift it up a bit. I have my mirror here, so I'm going to be looking directly at my mirror. So like I said, I'm going to lift up my natural lash just so that I can apply a little bit onto my natural lash, a little bit of the glue onto my natural lash. If you guys have a good glue type that you can recommend, I will appreciate such. And if you know that one glue irritates your eyes, please feel free to use whatever lash glue that works best for you. So I'm just going in with this glue underneath my lashes, not on top of my lashes, like the way we usually do it when we want to like do the regular way of applying false lashes. So because we want this to look natural as possible and make it look like we're fresh out of the salon lash tech table, that is the reason why we are going underneath and not directly on top of it. So I'm going to go in with my cluster lashes, and then all I do is I lift it up and then we go in. You have to be gentle, guys. So while I wait for this to dry down, I'm going to go in with my second cluster lash. Don't forget your lash mapping. We're going to call this number 4. So this is the fourth one. Number 3 is going to come in, and then we'll have number 2 and then number 1 right here. So I'm just going in. I'm starting from the inner corner of my eye. Is this inner? Starting from the extreme end of my eyes, and then we just work our way through to the inner corner of our eyes. So I'm going in with the number 3 now. In with the number 3, I'm just going to take a bit of the lash glue, apply it on top. Remember guys, on top, apply it on top of it. Then I repeat the same process for my natural lash, putting the glue for my natural lash as well. So while doing all of this, you are going to be making sure that you are pressing your clustered lashes down with your natural lash. So what I do is, if my tweezers can't reach into the corners, and if you're a beginner, I recommend having the plastic or the rubber tweezers so that you don't hurt yourself in the process of doing this. So I recommend pressing it down, and if my tweezer can't get in, I just go ahead and use my hands. I use my fingers to, you know, lightly press it down. I'm not using any pressure here, guys. I'm just gently pressing it down so that they can marry together, if you get that. We need them to marry as husband and wives. So we're gradually coming in, it's gradually coming together. So I'm just going to repeat the same process and go ahead and show you the second method of this. So I'm just done with this. Can you see that? Like, you already even gave me the lash lift. You see the reason why I said make sure you're following the lash map so that you don't miss anything. You don't miss and your lash don't come out eventually crooked. It came fresh out of your lash technician's table. Do you understand what I mean? So this is what we got from here. This is what it is looking like. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the second method with you guys. I love how this came out already, and it just gave an instant body flex, body look. This second eye, we don't have to do too much. I'm just going to take it out gently. So this is just like a reverse method of the traditional way that we install our lashes. I'm going to cut out the excess here. You guys can't see, but there's some excess that is poking out, and it will eventually poke my eyes if I don't take it out. So I'm going to cut that away. Remember that with the clustered method, you're going to be putting the lash glue on top of the lashes instead of underneath it. It's just the same way this goes as well. You're going to be putting it all over on top of this lash, like instead of at the back of it. Only that we're not going to be cutting this. This goes right underneath our lash, our natural lash. It goes right underneath the natural lash. So the reason why I do this method is if I love the lashes so much, if I love the lash strip that I get, if I love it so much, I will not cut it into clustered. I will not cut it into clustered lashes. I'm just going to like place the glue on top of it, add my bond glue underneath my lashes, and just place it right underneath it. So that way, if I want to remove it, I can still be able to reduce it maybe 2 or 3 times more, depending on how I feel. Most of the time when I do this method, I end up not using it. I just discard it. But a lot of times, maybe I find a very rare lash, I do this method, and I'm going to go ahead and apply the glue all over. Let's just say front and back. You're applying the glue in the front, not at the back. So it's going to come out like you did an actual lash installation. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this, and I'll be right back. So guys, we are done, and this is what we are looking like. I just went ahead to clean the glue excess with a cleansing facial wipe, or if you have micellar water, you can just clean with that. And yeah, this is what it is looking like, straight out of a lash technician table, if you ask me. Fluffy. We still have the fluffy effect out of it. No tacky lash here, basically. Don't tell anyone. That's it, guys. You want to always make sure that you are using right to your right eye and left to your left eye. If you decide to do the any of the technique, basically any of the method, if you decide to do any of the method, you want to make sure that you are aware of the lashes, the lash strip that you are cutting into clusters. That is very important. I forgot to mention that earlier. That is because it's just going to mess up your angles. It's going to mess up how your natural eye looks, and then you can just get confused by that. And always make sure that you are looking down when fixing your lashes. It's a trick that I found out of recently, and it has been saving my life. So instead of just going like this and looking at your lashes while you do it, just place your mirror down and then just look straight down. You are going to get all your angles, you're going to get everything in, and it is like easy breezy, basically easy breezy. If I told you this cost me 1,000 naira, would you believe? Don't tell anyone. It's a little secret on this channel. So yeah, so this is what I do basically. It has been saving me a couple of bucks. I love that it just takes me 5 minutes and I'm in and out, beauty maintenance on a budget. And guys, I'm not even joking when I say this is what I now do on a daily for my beauty maintenance. It's something that I've incorporated, and it has saved me a ton. Like, I'm not kidding, I have a lot of it. I have a lot. and I have just run out. I have just run out of it. Some are 3,000, some are 1,500, some are 1,000. But for this particular video, this video is on a budget, and this costs just 1,000 naira. Beauty with brains, body on a budget. Like, how would they know? How would they know? If you don't tell, because I won't. If you don't tell, how will they know? Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please stick around, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like, and share to your friends. I mean, if you love your friends, won't you share this sizzling saving on a budget with them? Won't you? Won't you? Join me on this channel. Let's be friends. You know, let's discover cool, fun, new things together. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.